You are listening to ChartingWealth.com for Wednesday, the 16th of November, 2016. The Trump effect. Not what we were told. We were told markets were going to crash. That's the whole reason the market started going down in the first place, is what the press said. But Trump gets elected, and we have since then 4 big up 2-day candles. Now, the latest candle we have is only the first day of the 2-day candle, but they're all huge green up candles showing strong progress up in the marketplace. We're still in a confirmed down move as far as the total market goes on the weekly chart, but the 2-day chart has blown through, crossing over with the candle ending on the 10th of November and has continued up since then. We have a large green up move on our derivative oscillator and our old MACD, what we now call the PPO, the percent price oscillator, rather than the moving average convergence divergence indicator. Same thing. We're just using price percent with the new one instead of dollars. What do we see going on? Well, we see it heading skyward. Market continues to move up. We've got a very nice trend line on our 2-day chart. It has crossed over the weekly chart, and we see the market continuing to move up 0.82%. If we look intraday, what do we see on the 4-hour chart? Well, we've been dragging sideways for a little while, but the market in the morning moved up and in the afternoon moved up, strong up movement. What is interesting, though, as we see this go along, our derivative oscillator is continuing to lose energy, not gain it. So just a little portend, possibly, that it could be getting long in the tooth, but again, the market is moving up. We don't have any entry point on this up move because we haven't had a pullback. Now, those of you who look for pullbacks as far as the Heiken Ashi candlesticks go, yes, you can do that. That's more fraught with peril. But again, we continue to see these strong up moves. So we will now go back to our 2-day chart, and we will take a look at the S&P 500. It looks very similar to the total market. Strong up move, derivative oscillator increasing, PPO moving up, and the candlesticks flying upward. If we look intraday on our 4-hour chart, what do we see? And again, strong movement in the morning and in the afternoon. The S&P 500 up 0.76% for the day. And again, just like with the total market, the S&P 500 is seeing the derivative oscillator continue to lose energy. So we'll see how long these up moves continue on. Let's go back to our 2-day chart, and next we will go to the Qs. What is the Qs? That's the NASDAQ 100. QQQ are the cubes, up 1.40%, a strong up move, almost double of what we saw on the other two indexes, pushed through the 2-day trend line. Remember, we still have an overall weekly trend that is down, but we're seeing the derivative oscillator lose its downward momentum, and we see the PPO sliding sideways, actually tending maybe a little up as the red signal line is coming to it. So continue to watch that. Just remember, the overall charts are currently in a down move, but we have pushed through the 2-day trend line. If we look intraday, what do you see? You see strong up movement in the morning, followed by strong up movement in the afternoon. Did have a crossover going up on the 4-hour chart. That occurred in the afternoon. The derivative oscillator still in the negative, did push through the 2-day trend line, still well below the weekly trend line. So continue to watch there. We had a potential entry point yesterday in the morning when we had a crossover going down. When I say yesterday, I'm sorry, I mean the 14th of November. And of course, that was obliterated with the pullback in the afternoon. So again, no entry point at this point. We shall continue to watch and see if we see the derivative oscillator flip over tomorrow morning. It may very well portend further up movement for us. All right, back to the 2-day chart. And lastly, we shall look at gold, up 0.84% for the day. Now, don't forget, derivative oscillator is in the negative, actually crossed over in the negative on this new candle, the first day of the 2-day candle. Interesting as the market goes up. The PPO crossed over going down on the candle ending on the 14th. 15th, crossed over the signal line. So there's still lots of downward pressure on gold, even as it had an up day at 0.84%. If we look intraday, we'll check out our 4-hour chart. Looks like it's bottoming. Looks like gold is bottoming. Again, hasn't crossed over going up on that 4-day chart, but is paralleling on the PPO, and we're seeing the derivative oscillator lose energy. So continue to watch gold. Remember, our prescient chart, the trading chart we have used that has worked so well for many months after failing us at the end of last year, kicking back up again in late January, February, started working again as the 4-hour chart. Watch that chart. If it crosses over and starts moving up on the PPO and derivative oscillator flips over, it has worked time and time and time again. I urge you, go back and look at these charts. It has worked so well in so many cases. Again, pay attention. Use the charts when they work, as long as they work. Now remember, we're not a stock calling service. Everything we're talking about is training, not giving you market trading advice. We're not paid to do that. We don't hold ourselves out as experts to do that. We want you to learn how to read these charts. Once you get good at it, you feel confident, you've learned everything you can learn with your own study, reading books, practicing, watching all the videos we have and others, and you feel competent to then start trading or investing. You do it on your own. We want you to learn how to read these charts. Why? Because these charts are truly your roadmap to wealth if you can learn how to read them. Absolutely amazing. Hope you are having a great time. This is some of the most exciting stuff I do. I love trading. I love investing. I love learning these charts and working on them. The more you do it, the better you get. We really encourage you to please make sure you subscribe to our newsletter at chartingwealth.com. With that, you will get our How to Read a Stock Chart video. You'll get our daily market worksheet that you need to fill out every day. We've got a great training at the website, also at YouTube. It's about how to use our daily market worksheet. You'll get that in your email, and you'll also get the layout that we use at freestockcharts.com. All three of those things come with your subscription, which is for free. So just go to the website, chartingwealth.com, and sign up. If you appreciate what we do, let us hear from you. And in particular, would you be so kind as to go to iTunes, subscribe to our podcast, say something nice about us, and also go to YouTube and subscribe. Thank you so much. God bless. Let us hear from you from chartingwealth.com.